Next questions. Ito. This is especially for Baguio City. Water problem. Very first questions ng ating clients and friends from YouTube is, kamusta po ang water supply? May water problem po ba sa property na to? Yan.
Okay. So Baguio is a mountain. Di man to malapit sa... May rivers kami pero hindi naman siya yung malakas na river. So yun yung laging problema ng mountain city. Quick answer is Baguio has limited water supply. No? Yung water namin, may mga areas na malakas ang tubig. Like where we are in Camp 7, malakas ang water dito kasi medyo may pagkaano siya catch basin. That doesn't mean na binabaha. That doesn't mean binabaha tayo sa Baguio. But ano lang, dito lang nagfo-fall yung water tapos nagsisip sa mga reservoirs, no? Meaning parang sa ilalim ng lupa. So may mga areas na malakas ang tubig. May mga areas na pataas.
Na like, sobrang taas.
Where we are sa Quezon Hill. Hill siya on top of a mountain. So can you imagine, pinapaakyat pa yung tubig dun. Choosing where you buy a house na may tubig is a large factor in your decision making dapat.
Right.
Kasi tubig yun That's the life, man.
Yeah.
I mean, pag walang tubig, diba? I mean, can you think of, your other problems? Pag wala kang panligo.
Kunyari, nasa taas ka ng bundok. Well, the only way to do it is magpa-deliver via trucks. We have the Man Water District na talagang nag-deliver sila sa mga locations na hindi talaga kaya ng pressure ng water.
Yeah. Yung water district has, yun nga, tulad na sinabi mo, meron siyang truck delivery. Mas mura yon. And then, compared sa private-owned water delivery trucks. And then, some areas, even though they have water lines from Baguio Water District, not necessarily nasusunod yung schedule. Lalo na kapag, for example, summer na hindi umuulan, hirap talaga. So, so some areas lang, not all naman.
Not all. Next question is another one from our foreign viewers. So, ang sabi na dito, what's the annual tax for this property? So, speaking
taxation. So, for our foreign viewers, this is a common question because we know that coming from abroad, you have a lot, the prices for the taxes are a lot more expensive compared to the Philippines. We have what we call the real property tax, which is a yearly rate, and it's actually computed depending on the assessment or the classification of your property. So if it's a residential, it's cheaper. If it's a commercial property, it's more expensive, of course. But you will notice that our taxes are real property taxes are much more cheaper in the Philippines than, of course, the developed countries.
Ito naman, medyo mahaba lang. Ipopost na lang yung questions. Pero meron kasi siyang kwento So, thinking of retiring in the Philippines after being stationed there twice. So, mukhang nagandahan siya sa ating.
Nice.
Sa Pilipinas. So, ang question niya is, why do most homes in the Philippines not have enclosed garages?
Good question.
Diba? Sa atin din, dito sa Baguio, most of the time, there are car parks. Open siya. Yan.
Okay, good question. So sir, this is not common, but we often hear about it from our clients for coming from abroad, okay? The main reason, I think, is one, we have very small lots, lot cuts compared to the US, especially when you're looking at the property in the city and not in the provinces. So in the city, the cuts are a lot smaller. In our city, we have 100 square meters for a lot. The problem there is when you already file for a building permit. So we have our building code in the Philippines, and it states there that if you're classified as a single residential property, or that's the classification of your land, you can only build a single detached home or attached home, but you need to have setbacks.
Right.
So a definition of a setback in the Philippines is you're not gonna build from a certain distance. So there's, for example, let's say it's two meters from the property line, you cannot build. So your garages won't have a roof, diba, to cover it. So that's the main reason. Second reason why this is not happening is Filipinos don't shelter their cars. It's not really a thing.
It's not
The garage thing is not a culture.
It's actually minsan ka lang makakita ng garahe
The
talaga.
closed garage.
And probably because one thing that we might think of is Filipinos like making use of space for multiple purposes.
Correct.
Right?
Pwede.
So if I'm thinking of garage, an enclosed garage, I cannot use it as a playground or a barbecue place for my family. Right? So parang if I want to have a car park and a playground at the same time.
So simply saying,
Yeah.
the sari-sari store is more important than closed garage. A closed sari-sari store with aircon is more important.
Yeah.
That's But the garage culture in the US is from Fast Furious, diba? It's a culture. So you don't have that much here in the Philippines.
We're going back to a more technical question. Sabi ni sir is, hello sir, paano po if this certificate is a transfer from transfer certificate of title? Tapos, is totally cancelled means. Ano po ibig sabihin nito? In Kimberan says, this lot is delineated as an alley which shall bear the condition that the same shall not be closed or disposed in any manner.
I know this comment. So the comment has two questions. One is, meron siyang nakalagay doon na parang this property came from a transfer certificate of property that was already canceled. Okay, ibig sabihin lang nun is yung transfer of TCT, transfer certificate of title na you're looking at came from a TCT rin na was canceled kasi transfer na nila. Ito na yung bagong title.
Right. So, yung previous title is no
Na-cancel
longer, hindi na siya valid.
Hindi na siya valid.
Ito na siya. Ito na yung bago.
In fact, kapag ni-request mo yung title na yon, pwede mo pa rin kunwari, may binili kang property, and we do this as part of our due diligence is, we call it title traceback. Title traceback. Ita-trace back mo yung mga previous properties and including the owner.
Right.
So the title, we will trace it back. So one layer usually. So kung sino yung pinagbilhan nung current na nagbebenta, nakalagay doon. Pag ni-request mo yon, magbibigay sila ng kopya, lalo na kapag e-title or what. Actually, kahit hindi pala e-title, magkakaroon ka ng kopya, tapos nakalagay doon isang malaking canceled sa gitna.
Right.
So, okay yun. Kasi you did your due diligence, canceled na yung dati mong, hindi ka na double sale. Yes, what I mean. Oo, maganda yun. So, okay lang yun. The second part is the easement.
Encumbrances. This lot is delineated as an alley which shall bear the condition that the same shall not be closed or disposed in any manner.
This is interesting kasi yung lote ata na, ewan ko, kung binibili mo tong property na to, tapos it's a easement. So, that means kasi, pag easement kasi, ibig sabihin, I'm trying to simplify lang so, easement kasi is parang, it's for the community.
Right.
Okay? So, for example, meron kang 1,000 square meter na lote. Tapos, portion of it, dinadaanan ng buong barangay.
Right.
Portion. Tapos, sinabi nila, kasi mabait ka. So, sabi nila, boss, baka pwedeng i-develop to pero gawin mong easement. Okay? Tapos ikaw naman, since mga kapitbahay mo to, sige, gawin natin easement itong 100 square meters na to. So, yung 1,000 square mo, minus 100 square meters, yun yung parang tinanggap mo na easement. Ngayon, the proper is i-file siya sa title. Na easement na to kasi ginastusan na namin Ginastusan ng buong barangay itong lote mo or ng buong community, magiging easement na siya. Dati kasi rough road.
Tapos ginawang parang kalsada.
Oo, ginastusan. Wala kang ginawa.
Ng community.
So, medyo nag-benefit ka konti, pero nawalan ka ng 100. Okay. Sa title mo, 1,000 square meters pa rin yun. Pero, pag mag-build ka na ng bahay, hindi mo magagamit yung 100 square.
Hindi mo na siya pwedeng tanggalin. Or hindi mo na siya
pwedeng gamitin. Oo, hindi mo na siya pwedeng gamitin. So, pag binenta mo to another buyer, so, kung retire ka na, binenta mo yung 1,000 square mo, yung maita-transfer mo is 1,000 square pa rin. Pero yung 100 square na yun, hindi mo maaalis as an easement. And para maalis yun, kailangan mo mag-file ng case before the courts para maalis to. And hindi, actually, kung mag-isa mo lang, na as an owner, tapos ginawa mo, parang mag-file ka lang, without the support of the barangay, hindi ka mananalo. Hindi ka mananalo kasi community property na yun Yun yung, yun yung nature ng easement. So, kapag yung property mo is may easement, consider it outside na ng property. Consider it na hindi mo na siya magagalaw. Unless mga pamilya mo siguro yung mga kapitbahay mo. They can
which is
prove, diba?
Okay lang.
Oo.
Okay, mo.
Tapos mag-file kayo sa court, ganyan.
Ayun, pwede mo siyang mabawi.
Pwede mo siguro mabawi, no? Pero sa hassle niya ba, parang, diba? Sa hassle niya, hindi mo siya maano. So, another situation naman na mas malala, if yung binili mong property is an easement.
Yun.
Yun ang problema. Kasi, hindi mo na mabibildan yan. And, mapapansin mo yung mga easement properties is sobrang nipis.
Like, parang pang kalsada lang.
Pang kalsada lang. Parang 2 meters.
Kasya lang yung sasakyan.
Kasyang-kasya yung Wigo. Kasya lang. Masabi lang na may road, diba? Maraming ganun kahit na in our case, no, here in the city, kung kunwari magsasubdivide ka ng apat ng lote into 3 or 4 lots, you are required to have a road in between. Dapat lahat ng sinubdivide mo may daan. Oo. So kahit na sobrang tarik nun, sabihin mo as in para kang bangin talaga siya.
Parang road.
Ginagawa rin pa rin nilang road yun. On title. Para lang mapakita na, may road dyan. May kalsada. Pero never nila papatayuan. So usually yung mga yon, yung manipis na plot ng land na yon, so medyo useless siya unless it's a road. So pag yun yung binili mo, patay na. Kasi dapat hindi binebenta yon. Well, binebenta siya pero parang hindi mo magagamit. Yun yung problema nun.
So, ito rin kasi, kaya importante chine-check yung title. Lalo na yung, minsan kasi, hindi nila pinapakita, ang pinapakita lang sa title is yung first page. Itong encumbrances na to, nasa pinaka-dulo. So, you have to check lagi na kumpleto yung title na tinitignan mo. Makikita mo naman yan kasi sa page 1 pa lang, makikita mo yan, 1 of 1, kung isa lang talaga. Tapos 1 of 3 kung merong pang kasunod na mga pages. And itong mga to is nakalagay siya sa pinakaliko. So you have to check din. Yan. So dito sabi niya rin kasi that the same shall not be closed or disposed in any manner. So ibig sabihin, hindi mo siya pwede ibenta. Tama?
May ganun pala yung easement. Hindi mo siya pwedeng pwede ata yung may easement na hindi pwedeng ibenta. May ganun. Pero nakabili na kasi ako ng may easement. Tapos, naipangalan pa rin sa akin yung
easement.
Oo. Okay lang yun. So, yun lang. Syempre, nakalagay na doon, you cannot be disposed. Huwag mo na bilhin. Diba?
Yeah.
Hanap ka na lang ng ibang easement. Pwedeng i-transfer. Oo.
I think this might be the last one. Ito naman is a common thing that we experience, lalo na ngayon, since ang dami ng tao sa Baguio. May comment dito. It's not a question, pero it's a sentiment lang na we all share naman. So the traffic in Baguio is horrendous. Constant gridlock, plus no parking in many places. Just try going to the Palengke, better further out in Benguet. Yeah.
So I remember as a kid sa Baguio, yeah, it was very clear, malamig na malamig. We're used to wearing windbreakers pa nga eh. No, windbreakers ang gamit namin kasi ang lamig talaga. Mapuno, kanyan, konti yung tao. I remember passing Session Road na hindi ako nababangga ng ibang tao or hindi ko kailangan gumilid. And Session Road sidewalk then was half of what it is now. Half. Mas marami pa yung nakapark sa road. So, yeah, it was, that was in the past. And to be honest, we cannot be, syempre, yung economy ng Baguio would be revolving around tourists, diba?
Yes.
Or retirees who wants to, live here kasi we're the only city na ganito kalamig.
And we also have a lot of students kasi dito sa Baguio, ito yung center ng education dito sa North. So, lahat ng mga taga-probinsya, kunyari, La Union, Pangasinan,
yung malapit.
Or the Cordilleran regions like Mountain Province, yung mga yan, Kalinga, they all come to Baguio to study college. So, parang, in addition to the tourists, high school yan. In addition to the tourists, syempre, we also cater to yung mga estudyante.
Yeah. And that, since maraming gustong manirahan sa Baguio, which is a nice city, and ako, I'm one of the, syempre, welcoming tayo kasi Philippines naman to, hindi naman to Baguio, the Republic of Baguio, diba? So this is a city, and it helps to have, foreigners living here, so we could learn from each other. It helps to have people from Manila, people from Cebu living here, diba? So we could learn from each other, yung best practices. Kasi hindi rin okay na parang sobrang, diba, sarado, close-minded natin. And that's progress. Pero it has problems, which is over-congestion. Tama yun. Pero hindi yun magagawa lahat ng mamamayan or private companies. Yung pag-develop ng Baguio. Trabaho yun mostly ng national government at ng city government.
Yes.
So, dapat na plano talaga to na, syempre, since lumalaki rin yung mga ways of transportation. Isang number one problem sa mga, lalo na sa mga, those coming from abroad, we don't have public transportation here. We don't have a train system. We don't have a centralized bus station even. Diba? Can you imagine? So since we're a tourist oriented city, like any tourist centric city in the world, and you don't have public transportation, it's gonna be a nightmare if it's during the peak season, like Christmas or our Panagbenga festival. And I've experienced this in, for example, Japan, right? It's a, diba? So, some areas are touristy. In Italy, where during summer you can't even, diba? It's hot, and then you have to line up. There's some public transportation, but with the amount of people coming in, it's just not enough. So it's a problem that every popular destination city in the world is having a problem with. And we're not saying that we're the most popular destination in the world. It's just that we're popular with the locals.
Yeah.
So yeah, it has to be side by side. So if we have a train system that goes from one point to another in Baguio City via a circuit, edi maganda.
Pero that's gonna be a challenge also kasi budget and yung terrain, syempre. It's really hard. Mahirap nga gumawa ng flyover dito yung train system.
Yeah, correct. So, you know, if we can manage that, sana, maganda sana.
So yeah, that's all we have for now. Ang dami na rin. Yeah, that's for now. So yeah, I guess we'll probably do this again in the future. So if you have more questions for us, we'll try and do another episode. Yeah, we'll do another episode and we'll try our best para sagutin lahat ng mga questions.
Yeah, nice. So just comment in the comment section below. And remember, our prices are in the description.
And
remember that.
Our prices in the description, other details in the description, contact details nasa description.
Hindi kami nagpatago. Kami tinatago.
Yeah. Alright. So again, thank you guys for joining us for today. I hope nasagot namin yung questions nyo. And we'll see you again on the next episode.
Nice.
Thank you.
Bye.